Hello, welcome to a Minecraft World Tour. The last time I did one of these, it was The Realm, where I spent the entire year of 2019 playing on one Minecraft realm. Now imagine that realm, but in creative and dialed up to 11. This is the world that I worked on when I was pretty much out of commission because of a car accident. This world, as you can kind of tell from the map behind me, I spent a very long time on this. It started on 1.17, and then you'll be able to tell pretty quickly on the map what parts of it were generated on 1.18. But yeah, so this will be a little tour. I'll show all the major stuff. Some of the small stuff that I think is cool. I'll try to get to everything I can without this video being an hour long, but maybe in the future I'll do a live stream where I go a little bit more in depth on some of the stuff in this world. So I guess, yeah, we'll start with the map room and then we'll move on to everything after that. So first off, we have my giant map wall. I started this map because on the Realm world I had a map, and I thought, well, it'll be easier to do it on here anyways because I can fly. And I think I started it right here where this first green dot is. And then there's another green dot here. I think this is actually the original, and this is one of the offshoots. And you'll see there are green dots everywhere because with this map wall, in every quote-unquote city, there is a small snippet of the map. So we're right here on this little gray square. And we will start probably in this city right here. So each city has a name, either one that I came up with on my own or one that I took from a real world city. But the reason it starts here is because right here is the spawn. And I'm not the only one who played on here. We had a few other people that played on here that contributed to, you know, the football field or the spawn area or this little side city or this city down here. So, you know, we'll fly around to all these different cities. This right here, you can probably already tell what it is, but we'll go to each thing, and I'll show it off. There are areas literally all over the planet in this world, and every time someone would reestablish a city somewhere, I would extend the map pretty much to extend to it. So, all right, let's start with the first city over here. So we'll start in the capital city of the server, which I have named Seattle because of a certain building that I built here at the beginning of the server. But here we have a little reception desk. We have Yude, which is my little bear character that I like to use. This is my second account, so it's just a bear guy in a suit. But behind him, as you can see, we have the map of the world. I believe this is the map that's a bit more zoomed in, so this might be like a scale 1 map. And yeah, this one's pretty much fully up to date on everything that was built here. This server hasn't been built on in quite a long time because I didn't really have time to keep playing on here, and I kind of moved on to other games. But this was my 2021 to 2022 kind of server era. So yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the city. So this is like the big Capitol building, and you'll see like there's records, archives, and a cafeteria and all that stuff. And then I think I even put apartments farther up, but like, you know, player records, copies of maps, a lot of that is stored in this building. And all the different types of buildings in this city are also stored in there, like records of it. So here's all these different skyscrapers. I'll start from the start of the city. So the city kind of starts here. And, you know, you kind of like see like I have different names for all of them. You kind of just follow the path. And by the way, if you're wondering why the path is so weird, the path was kind of an afterthought. But yeah, so, you know, we have the business district, we have a church. We have this little observation tower, temple thing. This used to be the tallest thing in the city, and it kind of got surpassed. But yeah, this is kind of the whole city of Seattle. And the reason why it's called Seattle is because one of the first buildings I built here was this little Space Needle. And you'll see the naming convention kind of fall off after a while. because after I built the Space Needle and all this stuff, I also built the Sundial Tower from Atlanta. So yeah, down here is like a carpet warehouse, based on where I used to work. Over here is like a library, and I believe this is a cafe. Oh, what was that noise? Right here is a cafe. Citizen. And just food stuff, and yeah, that's kind of the gist of what this building is. Um, so the reason why it's called Station 11 Cafe is because this is Station 11. Across the map, you'll notice these little black lines, and these are interstates, or what I call interstates. So, essentially, each kind of there's like a bunch of terminals, and they all have different interstate pathways branching off of them, with a similar like numbering convention to actual interstates in real life. So, like, here's one of the exits that goes to Seattle, and this is I-20 West, and yes, it actually does go west, and it does follow the naming convention of the um it does follow the naming convention of the actual real life interstates. So yeah, we have like a little hub here, and a bunch of stuff just sitting here. We have some animals. What's your name? The Protector. I don't know why. The Defender. Cool. I believe this is a mushroom cow. If it gets not if it gets struck by lightning. I don't remember how these spawn, but each terminal kind of has a map accompanying it with like all the different little guides. I think I stopped doing this after a while, just because it got way too hard to keep up with. But this one, at least, because it's the original, has each exit with like notable landmarks posted on it. So I'll start off over here, only because this area is kind of the it's just kind of more like the original starting area, and you'll see like you'll be able to tell that this is the original terminal just because of uh how much is like put into it, like the 11 floating above it, this little thing in the mountain. You'll notice later on a lot of the terminals are just floating in the air, and that was just due to me getting a little bit more lazy with it. So this one definitely has the most attention to detail and the most work put into it. Here's a little local map, and then here's the spawn area. And I think I built this house. Yeah, this is supposed to be like quote unquote my house. It really isn't. Here is the owner of the server's house. This is kind of the thing that she worked on, and then she built this stuff up here. This little glass dome, and I'll show her city soon. And then if we make it back here, we kind of have here's the back of her house. We have another city. I don't remember what I called this. This city, what's this called? Oh, Sundari. This is named after the capital of Mandalore from Star Wars. This is Sundari. It's a little city that I made. I made two towers of no distinct resemblance to anything. No distinct resemblance to anything at all. Team mascot stable. Morabossi and his family. That's hilarious. I could tell that she built this. Cherry built this stadium with the accompanying surroundings. I guess she finished it, because this was not done the last time I saw it. So, yeah, I guess she finished it. So this is Cherry's kingdom, and it's pretty big. I don't remember if she ever finished it. It kind of looks like she did. But yeah, this is her kingdom. I know that she had a bunch of animals. I think there was even like a goat running around here for a while. I'm not sure where it went. But yeah, so this is her kingdom. And I guess yeah, she finished it. I mean, it looks pretty complete. Yeah. This is her kingdom, and then I'll go back to the highway, and we will continue from there. I haven't really been showing it off, but this is how you kind of kick off each exit, so you don't have to like run 15,000 miles down the track. Yeah, as we approach, you can kind of get an idea of what's over here. This area is pretty packed too, because I built a lot around the spawn and then branched out from there. Um, I kind of did like a federal government looking uh area. Oh, I didn't know there was another exit over here. Yeah, you have to stop at each exit, which gets kind of annoying, but I didn't really have any other way to do it. Hello, bee. But I didn't even know bees were spawning on this world. Over here is the US Capitol, which um you know, I did spend an embarrassing amount of time over that summer of 2021 building this. And yes, I did build something called Underground Atlanta, which I did build before I built actual Atlanta. So you come over here, and I guess I put Obama and Biden over here, which is kind of funny. Uh, we have a receptionist, which just seems to be like some random guy, which I find kind of funny. Here's the House of Representatives, which you'll find out quickly that I haven't updated it since I haven't updated it since Nancy Pelosi stepped down, who happens to be Master Chief. But here's the House, and then I believe the Senate also has a bunch of people in it. Oh yeah, Chuck Schumer. I don't know why I put Joe Manchin in here. But here's Kamala, who oversees here's Kamala, who oversees the Senate as the president of the Senate. Yeah, I probably need to update it and put a better put a different speaker in place of Pelosi. But up here is why the librarian is a tiger or a cheetah. But yeah, here's a little Library of Congress looking thing that I put up here. Here's the little dome, the rotunda looking thing. And yes, that's the Capitol. And I was like, well, I built the Capitol on this gigantic like floating platform. So then I decided to put a little underground city. Okay, we'll go down here. And then down here is a little underground city. It's supposed to kind of look abandoned in a way. That's just a design choice, honestly, because I was like, oh, well, if it's under here, then maybe it's like a little forgotten city. But there's nothing all that special down here. It's just a bunch of buildings with like platforms going to them. And over here is connected to a pathway that leads out, and it leads you to this amusement park that I built. Oh yeah, and it also takes you back to the capital city. But here's a little amusement park that I built. I called it Seattle Park. Wow, very original. Cashier. That's funny. Yeah, so here's the little amusement park. Got some roller coasters, got bumper cars. Very basic stuff. I didn't really finish it too much. It has a lazy river, which doesn't really seem to guide you along it. Very strange that I decided to do it like that. Yeah, bunch of roller coasters, nothing all that special. So now that we've gotten that part out of the way, the main like spawn area, now we will continue. And I'm going to be overlooking a lot of stuff along this area, but now we'll continue on down the highway because there is a lot more to get to, and this video is going to be like an hour long if I don't get to it right away. So moving along the interstate, you'll see a bunch of stuff off to the side. Like there's a prison over there that I have. I believe over here, I used to have a house and I got rid of it. And I think I started a new house over there and abandoned it. But over here is like another little interstate branch off that I'm not really sure why I built it. I think I was just bored. And then we start to approach one of the villages that's off to the side. It's just I would usually leave villages intact. I felt kind of bad if I were to just start demolishing them. So I left these uh, pretty much the way that I found them, and I put exits in case some people wanted to visit them. So on this next exit, we actually have two different cities. So here we have the Mushroom Village, which I believe Cherry built this. I want to say Cherry built it. So here's the Mushroom Village. It's a giant city. I believe it was one of the first things she built. So you come up here, and I kind of left her a chest. Yeah, gift from the Department of Cartography. I think I left her a chest with a map of her whole city. So she has this, and we're right here right now. And ooh, another bee. We have this over here, which seems to be kind of like a little shopping district. And then over here, we have kind of like a home in the side of a mountain. And then the actual like mushroom village looking part. Yeah, this is Cherry's entire little mushroom village. So here on the other side of the exit, we have Forest City. Now I put a ton of work into Forest City. And the whole goal was to make it look pretty much like a natural forest kind of city. No deforestation. I think I did add a lot of the trees, but I didn't get rid of a lot of them either. So here we have a little forest shop. If you want to plant more trees, go hunting, fishing, all that stuff. And then over here, every city has a government building, and I believe I put U'd in most of them. And it's like I said, it has little like records keeping places, additional rooms. I believe this one is like an underground kind of room. Not really sure what would be down here. I guess just a bunker. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, no, I guess it's not a bunker. I thought it would have been. I believe there is a bunker somewhere on the server. I guess this isn't it. But yeah, Yude mans this area. And then here are copies of the maps. Yeah, this is Forest City. It's pretty huge. So I'll definitely go more in depth with some of the other parts. But here's a little overview of the city. Here's a little city hall type area. So like the gray building is more of like a federal building. This is more of a local kind of city guide building. This is a map of the full little forest city, and it does extend pretty far. So this is kind of the part where I'm going to show where it extends to. So it goes all the way out here. There's a little info center, little mountain info center. And then over here is a train station. And I'll get to the subway train later on, but then it extends out. And if you follow the path all the way out here, and also I do keep these intact. They're little nether portal ruins. But yeah, if you follow this all the way out, it should lead you to this little cabin. If you ever want to stay out in the middle of the woods, there's a little cabin. And it has a little area to go fishing if you follow down to the fishing dock. And I believe you can sail along this, and it'll take you to another area. But I don't remember where it takes you to, so I will have to get back to you on that if I ever remember to. But that's the little cabin that's way out here. It's in a little remote location, if you ever want to go vacationing. I wanted to point this out just because I thought it was kind of funny. There's a bank, like a local bank, and I put little bank tellers behind the counter. Just in case you wanted to do some banking. Then there they are. And I believe there's even an upstairs area where, yeah, they keep all the money. So this is kind of their banking thing. And of course, copper is the most prevalent currency in this place, and gold. So if we keep going down the interstate, you'll see a lot more of I believe these are all Cherry's creations. She would get on every now and then and just start building stuff. I believe she built this, and there's another portal sword, this neat little house. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was it. I've never actually been in here, oddly enough. As long as I've played on the server, I've never been in this room. That's really cool. I didn't know this was this like in depth. That's really awesome. See, so there were things happening on the server that I wasn't aware of. Thank God, because I thought I was pretty much the only one that really did much on here, and it turns out I wasn't. So now we've approached the in portal, and I kind of put more of like a super highway along here, just because I felt like with it being this important, with it being the world's in portal, I felt like it was important to put a little super highway over here. If you come all the way over here, it's deep in this darkwood forest, and I put a beacon to kind of signify where it's at. And here it is. Here's the end portal, which I did. Oh my god, that's trippy. I kind of forgot how trippy this looks. But yeah, so that's the end portal for our world. Pretty cool. So as you kind of make your way down the highway, this is when it gets a little chaotic. And this is also when the highway splits off. So I-20 pretty much officially ends here, and a new set of highways and exits begin. So I'll start with Lilypad City. This was kind of my attempt at a underwater type of city, and I don't know how I feel about it. This city was very difficult to build, and I kind of lost interest in it after a while, but the concept for the city seemed cool at the time. You essentially come out here and you enter these buildings that are above the land, and these were kind of inspired by that underwater house that I made in the Realm world, if you remember that, if you watched that video. And then, like, you kind of come in here, you can breathe air in here. This is kind of where you buy your breathing equipment, your water boots. Yud is down here, of course, wearing the waterproof helmet and walking boots. And then here's a map of the area, kind of the full area, it seems. It doesn't look like I've really updated it in a long time, but yeah, this is the map that comes over here. Wow, it really looks like I haven't updated it in a really long time. Yeah, so you go out this door, and boom, now you're underwater. And I believe, yeah, there is a beacon here. What is this called? A conduit. There's a conduit here, and it kind of helps you be able to see down here. It gives you uh, the ability to see. It gives you the ability to breathe. So you don't really need the helmet and boots, but the boots do help you walk, and the helmet just gives you extra, like, breathing ability down here. I don't think this really goes anywhere yet. I think that's when I decided to give up on this. But over here, you have another building. This little like park bench that's oh, this little park bench. I've been playing too much Apex, where you kind of sit, chill underwater on a bench, and then it has to readjust a lot to the conduit when you're down here. But you have this little thing that goes up here to this platform, another conduit, so the range extends outward. And yeah, you can tell I kind of dropped off after I built all this just because it was so exhausting to build. And I had to clear out this whole section, and then I wasn't really happy with the end result. So this this little underwater city, it was a cool experiment, but I don't think I really got it to work very well. So next I'll show what's down I-65, because it's not much, and once we get to the Cartography Center, that'll suck us into a whole new rabbit hole because it extends really far out to other places. So we'll start over here first, kind of stay in the same like quadrant of the world, just because it's a little easier to start over here. So over here is another village, and I always numbered them in order of when I found them. So you might have noticed that earlier we passed by Village 2, and now this is Village 6. But Village 5 is closer to Village 1, and it's just because that's when I was discovering them, and I would number them accordingly. So they're not in order, they're more so in order of when I would find them. So that's why they're numbered that way. And it's way down there. It's just a standard normal village. I kind of kept it looking the same way as I do with all the other villages. So over here is Station 20. And a lot of the stations have something to do with my girlfriend in some way, who happens to be the server owner. So 20 is supposed to be the year that we started dating, and 11 for the first station is our anniversary day. So this is Station 20. Nothing really all that crazy. It just connects you to the jungle city that I made, which this city is actually what inspired me to build on here in the first place. And I believe this was also the closest jungle to me at the time when the server was still 1.17. So this was like my desktop background for the longest time, was this concept build from Pinterest. So it's just all these little tree houses all connected to one giant tree. And then I think I just made that for fun. But over here is another federal government building, because of course every federal building in this country looks like shit. So it matches the theme of the infrastructure thing that I was going with, except this one's a little unique because it has a nether portal attached to it. So this takes you to a basalt dungeon, which I think it's one of the few I've been able to actually find. So that's where this goes. And of course, all the stuff in the nether is connected to each other. I'll get to that towards the end of the overworld tour. I'll get to the netherworld part, or the nether part. But I built this little city. I guess I was just bored and wanted to build something somewhat normal. But I remember when I was building this, I was binge watching BuzzFeed Unsolved. So that's like the main thing I remember about this. Here's a city hall. This is kind of like a courtroom looking thing. That's where the jury would sit, I guess, and the witness. So yeah, the little courtroom, an observer's thing. I don't know why this is city hall, and not just like a court. But yeah, this is the little city. Does this thing have? Oh, it's just signs that point you towards city hall. I thought it had like street names and stuff like that. That would be crazy if it had street names. But yeah, I don't know why I built this city, but it's this cute little city with different wooden materials for houses. Oh, and I'm just now remembering why it's City Hall, because on the other levels are like a city council meeting room and this little like meeting area, I guess. I think I built it like this, where it's kind of fenced off at the entrance, so you would be encouraged to go up the stairs and go to those rooms instead of straight to the courtroom. So it's kind of an all-in-one type of building. So returning to Seattle for a second, because I did forget something, there is a city right next door, and that would be Salem. This is my girlfriend's town. She built this little town that she called Salem because she really likes witchy and spiritual stuff. So yeah, she built all of this over the course of a few months, and I think it's actually really cool. She puts a lot of attention to detail in her stuff, and it's honestly kind of a shame that she has to share it with this giant like city looking skyscraper thing over here, but it's this really cute little town, you know. She has all these little buildings, this cute little like moon nether portal thing over here, a cemetery, and yeah, I think this is really cool actually. And then back here is a snow village, which I believe this is, what did I call this? What village number is this? This is village number 3. So it takes you all the way to this little ice village over here. So here we are at the Cartography Center. This is one of my favorite builds, I think, just mostly because of how long it took and also how cool I find it to be. But, you know, I kind of kept the theme of like the government being involved, so it's a public project from the Department of Transportation, I guess, is what that's supposed to mean. I doubt that's what I meant for it to mean, but that's just the acronym I used. But over here we have a map of the End Islands, and this took forever to make. And it's mostly because of the giant black void that surrounds the island. And it's really hard to tell when a map starts and a map stops. So these are easy, but these in between parts really difficult, it turns out. So I've mapped out a decent bit. This left part, only a little bit, but a lot of this area. And the only reason I would stop is because my inventory would get full, or, and I didn't have the idea at the time to use shulker boxes in my ender chest for some reason. But yeah, this whole area, hopefully eventually I can fill out the whole map, but for now it'll just have to be at this because this thing's really hard to do. Here's a more localized map of the main island, which was also really hard to do because of the big black void around it. And yeah, I think that's the only localized map I did. But then you come over here. This is the overworld. And, we have all the different cities. So Atlanta, the Forest City, which I think I already showed off. Salem, Seattle. I don't know why I wrote it like that and did just put map of, but anyways. Yeah, Seattle, Sundari, which includes the stadium just because, it just has to be there. Here is Cherry's Kingdom over here. This will come up in a second. A map of the Great Lake, which I'll get to in a bit. This is way far out east after we updated to 1.18. Here's that building I showed prior, the Mushroom Village, the Jungle City I just showed off, Jonestown, and Lilypad City, which obviously a little lackluster since it's quite literally just a little box because you can't see the rest of it other than the deeper shade of the ocean. This is the overworld map room, and here's a somewhat bigger map of the overworld, but of course, later you'll see an even larger map of the overworld where I've, gone a little harder on making the map larger. And then it leads to Station 10, which, also has significance, like I mentioned before. And here's a more localized map. And Taiga City holds a very special place in my heart, I feel like, which sounds kind of funny, when you're describing a Minecraft world. But the reason I say it is because this is what I was working on right before my car accident and what I continued to work on right after. So I really don't know where these guys keep coming from, but this is my house. And, looks kind of cool. We have this closet over here and enchanting area, little flat screen TV. Then you come up here and we have some rooms. I think this is the master. And then, I'm sure I have like a guest bedroom and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is my little house. This is what I officially call my house. So, I don't think I have a sign showing it, but I do say that I live here as a Minecraft character. So then you come over here, and here's the Taiga City exit. So it takes you to downtown. Like we have the lodge, kind of a little hotel thing, but I didn't finish all the rooms, which is why it says open soon. A lot of this city is just like lodging, hotels, because, it's kind of like a hunting area, and all these rooms, I believe, are furnished. And it is a multi-story type of building. So you'll also notice one of the things I wanted for a city was to kind of have a highway running through the middle of it. And we also have a pathway running parallel. I was about to say adjacent. Running parallel with it. And, I just thought this was cool. Multiple exits and whatnot. But it runs straight through the middle of the city. And that's kind of what I wanted from a city while doing this. All of these are like little houses, or they're little Airbnbs or whatever you want to call them. And right here is another subway station. And like I said, we will get back to that. So here we have some more lodging, or, just some empty buildings that could be used for lodging if whatever theoretical civilian wants to purchase them and turn it into that. And, you keep going, you get down here. I believe that, oh, yeah. So this house is very special. There is a video of like 10 hours of Minecraft music or something like that. And this is the exact frame from that video. It looks just like this. I pretty much modeled this exactly after that frame and just kind of improvised the rest of the house. So all these roads do have names, which this is obviously going to be Main Street because it runs straight through. And I remember exactly what I was watching at the time when I was building this. I used to watch YouTube and work on these worlds, and I was watching like crime mystery videos like Ewu, like Explore With Us, and channels like that. So I distinctly remember that. And this was the building I was actually working on at the, oh, there's a little fox. This was the building I was working on specifically during the time of my accident recovery. So this is the Taiga City kind of, museum, if you will. So, showcases all the mobs that are in the world. I don't know why this is the skin for the host. But yeah, it showcases all the mobs, all the flying mobs, I guess. And then you come up here, we have all the different trees and mushrooms and stuff that grow in a Minecraft world, which I thought was kind of funny. I do have a lot of lighting issues in this building, but it's just, something I've had to just deal with, I guess. Like, accept that it's going to be a thing. So here we have, different wood types, all the enchanting books, arrows, all the paintings, which was a real pain to build, all the potions. Over here we have, like, the command blocks and, special items that you can't get through normal survival mode. They, I mean, these are pretty much the same thing. But, different beacons, the stuff you use to sleep in the nether, this invalid book tag book. So yeah, just a bunch of different items that you can't normally get in a normal survival setting. And then over here we have all the different color beds, ores. This one's hard to do just because copper, oxidizes pretty easily. But I have this here pretty much. I'm gonna cut this part out actually because I sound stupid. These are all the different ores, different tools, all the different shulker boxes, wools, clays, all that stuff, concrete, enchanting table, and all the music discs. Here we have a illusioner, which is locked up in this little cage just because they don't exist in this version of Minecraft. We have all the characters wearing different armor types, which I do appreciate that naming them Steve gives you both the Alex and Steve skins. Before it wasn't like that, so I guess that's just a different change. Here's Herobrine locked in a cage. I don't know why he's in a cat skin. Here's a little, Murder of 2009 little gag I wanted to do. Here are a bunch of the Minecraft devs, which are missing their skins for some reason. And then I locked Notch in a cave. Or in a cage, in a cage. So we're back at their Cartography Center, and the reason why is because I wanted to talk about the room that I started in this video, which is what I like to call the research bunker. So the research bunker is all the way out here, and the only way to see it is with this little, yeah, it's over here. See, even I get kind of lost with it sometimes. There's this little room that you go in, and it leads you into the research bunker, which is right here. And this is how you get in. You go down this little stream. It's through multiple layers of glass, pretty much. You have to pass through here, and then you end up in here. There's another portal in here. There's the full world map, which you can tell from looking at this. I haven't even exported it over to the Cartography Center, but we are essentially right here next to the center, next to Taiga City. And this is where the spawn is. So that tells you how far out we are. And yeah, we have like maps in these chests and a more localized one. This little, I think it's a treasure map. This little minecart thing that makes it go infinitely. It's just like a cool little thing I wanted to do, a little research bunker. So now we're back at spawn, and I'm going to go east this time towards the little area that I hinted at. So here we have like a little statue of Yude, and it's all torn up from time. Our god, Yude the bear. And yeah, this is a little like eroded, decaying statue of him. And it's supposed to symbolize some kind of like forgotten civilization. Just like a little gag that I made out here that no one would reasonably find. So this is the Great Lake Town Hall. And it shows, kind of the surrounding area. If you go across, this is this is my main house. I wanted a really remote house that I put my own little design into with dolphin heads, apparently. This is my main little place that I stay at. I believe this was the official final thing that I added to the entire server. And yes, this is what I call Yude. Little trail cam bear. But right before I built that house, I also built this little town over here. And it's just a little, like, mini jungle looking town. Another thing I figured I'd mention right now is that this little string of like brown lines going over this whole mountain, these are hiking trails with different levels of difficulty depending on what part of the mountain you want to walk on. Just thought it'd be kind of cool to have that somewhere random on the world, particularly a giant mountain formation. So it's right next to the end portal, and it's actually pretty massive. This is larger than the circumference of the capital city, so it's pretty big. So this is the part I've been hinting at for the last few minutes now. This is a subway station, and you might be thinking, like, why would you need a subway station if you already have the interstate? Well, the subway station is supposed to be a bit more of just a more scenic route, and it also connects directly to the main cities. It's not, stopping at every village and stopping at every little town. It connects to the main cities. So it starts in Atlanta, and it seems that I have 2 locations already marked out. The first 2 locations you make it to. I really didn't think this part through, did. Yeah, it seems that I walled this part off for a reason. So you come through here. This should take you to Atlanta. It seems that I guess I did build it going towards Seattle, but this is kind of more of the western part of Seattle. So this is where this goes, and then if you continue down, this is the unfinished part, the part that goes to Atlanta. This is the part that goes to Forest City. As you can see, we have redstone lamps. The track is fully powered instead of just slightly powered. And it does go under like water, and it goes under the ground the entire time. And it goes directly to Forest City instead of stopping multiple times on the way there. So yeah, after a while you end up at the station, which is I think the one I showed off before. But this leads to the Forest City subway station. And then this one goes directly to Taiga City. So you can imagine the trip will be a little long. But yeah, so this train will take you pretty much directly to Taiga City. You can tell I had a bit of a, design change with this part. But these took forever, by the way. And then you end up right over here, which is the kind of the underground area of the Taiga City subway station. And there you go. Now you're on Main Street. So yeah, obviously there was a ton of other stuff that I didn't get to that, either I didn't have time for or I forgot about. But, this video took about an hour and a half to make. And it's just there's so much stuff here that I didn't know that I still had or forgot about. Like there's a whole highway I forgot about. But yeah, so this video took a really long time, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot, but I hope y'all enjoyed. And this this server does hold a bit of a special place in my heart, just because it's what I pretty much did while I was recovering from my pretty brutal car accident. I'm sure I've mentioned it on the podcast. If not, sure I'll tell the full story about it eventually. But this server is a direct result of what happens when you give a 19-year-old a lot of time. So I had a lot of fun actually making this. This is a really cool chance to kind of relive a lot of memories and see a server that I haven't been on in God knows how long. So thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the Forbidden Land podcast and check out my streams. I stream at least once or twice a week. So, I'm sure you'll enjoy watching my bizarre 1 to 2 hour streams. And yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, see ya.